Hey guys. Hey Periscope friends. Hey Allie. Hey. Is that Aunt Kathy? C. Ostergar? Hey guys, how's it going? I'm trying to get you set up so that it's like not such a weird angle, but I have you here in my kitchen today. Oh, Cynthia. Cynthia, of course that's Cynthia. Hey you guys. So I have been promising. Do you guys hear that? Hold on, I'll show you. Hey babe, Mark Ernest is my husband, everyone. We have this little lady eating breakfast. She's eating a hard-boiled egg and some black beans. And she's just trying to figure out solid foods. And then my son over there is building something with his Legos. What are you building, son? A car? So hopefully they'll let us get through this scope. Hey Griffith Home, thanks for joining. Let me know where you guys are joining from. So I promised you all, if you've never seen any of my periscopes, my name is Amanda and I have 5 kids. Awesome. Welcome from Texas. I've been to Texas twice this year, Dallas. So much fun. So if you've never joined any of my scopes, you don't know this yet, but I have 5 kids, and I kind of just share like my mom life with my fellow mom friends and Periscope friends. So, because you just learn some things after you do it 5 times, and there's so many things that I wish I would have known as like first, second, even third time mom. It seems like there's always something new coming out. There's always like a new, good, get your notes out. There's like always new gear and there's always new products. Thanks, Mark. And so you just, it's like every baby I had, I was like learning more stuff. And so today I promised my viewers and my followers on my blog, I have this blog called ocbeautymom.com. because that's where I live. I live in Orange County, California. And so I promised everyone a baby bottle scope. Okay, maybe she knows we're talking about her. And so I just wanted to review with you guys, if you know anyone who's like has a baby who's transitioning to like bottles or formula or whatever, you can share this broadcast by swiping the screen and either copying the link or invite followers if you know someone this could help. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna get right to it. So when my first baby was born, I totally remember doing this. I remember going to the pediatrician who's like really experienced and old, and he was even my pediatrician. And now I'm having a family and I still go to him and I'm like, hey, what's the story on baby formula? Like, what? She doesn't like it. Hold on. I'm gonna get her a little cookie while I tell excuse me, while I tell you. So I was like, what's the story on baby formula? Like, why are there so many? That seems like such a stressful thing to go to the store and, hold on, go to the store and have to buy, like, have to choose between formulas and which one really is the best one. And you have soy and you have with iron and you have a whole aisle full of baby formulas, and some cost like twice as much as other formulas. And I was just like, oh, I don't know, I want to give my baby like what she needs, but I don't want to spend my whole grocery budget. And so he turned to me and he's like, listen, they're all the same. I'm like, what do you mean they're all the same? How could they all be the same? They have all different packaging, you know, like, why would they be the same? And he's like, no, seriously, turn the label around, go to the store, take 2 comparing, turn the label, even like a generic brand, and read it. And so I was like, okay. And you guys, when I did that, I compared like 3, 4, 5, every brand that I could kind of see, oh, this one looks like a generic brand of this. Like maybe they're trying to be the same thing. And I flip it around and I guarantee you the same thing. I read the ingredients word for word. I read the they have this thing called a comparison chart. I looked at everything and I was like, oh my gosh, he's totally right. And the baby really isn't gonna drink that much formula anyway. If you're like nursing and you just supplement with formula, it's like she's not even gonna be drinking that much of it. I did notice one difference between like a store brand formula, and that this time it was Great Value Walmart brand, and like a more name brand formula, and that was the store brand. Just get milk-based formula. Avoid the soy. I've been told soy is really bad, especially for boys. And so I noticed that the store brand formula, while all the ingredients were totally the same, it didn't dissolve quite as easy. So like it took a little more shaking in the bottle. And so, but in the end, the baby was getting the same nutrition, and that was really good. It was really, really easy to just choose, like, I hate to say it, but just choose the least expensive one, or choose one that fits in your budget, because the baby's gonna do great on most any formula, unless there's an allergy to something and you have to go buy a special formula, or you know, she's super fussy, so you get the one like for fussiness and gas or something. Like you can get whatever you think is gonna work best for your baby, but I'm telling you, they're all pretty much the same. So I get this kind from Costco. It's just the Costco kind, and I'm sure there are moms and like really good nutritional people who would like say formula's the devil and really bad, and I've like seen blogs like that and stuff, but then I think like it's awesome. Formula is such a blessing. What did people do in like, you know, 100 years ago when the mom died in childbirth? You know, I don't like, you have to go find a wet nurse to like nurse the baby because formula doesn't exist. Like, it's crazy. Formula is a great blessing, and it gives the baby everything that they need. They grow and develop the way that they need to, and you don't need to get too worked up about this. Now, how to switch from formula, or from nursing a baby to formula. So if you're like me, and you have kids who at one point or another like didn't want to take a bottle. And so, like, for example, when I had my oldest one, she did not want a bottle because I was just exclusively nursing her for like about 9-10 months until I was like, yeah, she's getting teeth now. This is kind of weird, and I'm not gonna nurse her anymore. And so, yeah, you too. She's done nursing too. And so I tried giving her a bottle, and she did not want it. I don't think it had anything to do with like the shape of the bottle as much as the taste of the formula, because formula tastes terrible. It just, like, if you've ever accidentally got some on your mouth, you're like, ugh, ugh, you like try and get it off. It's really gross. But the babies who take it all the time don't seem to know any different. So, but if you have a baby who's never really had formula or hasn't had like a bottle in the mix all the time, hey, Hugh Sky, tell us where you're joining from. So if you have one and the baby's like, whoa, what is this? And they want to spit it out and they want to cry. First of all, if you just continue to offer it to the baby and you didn't offer nursing anymore, I promise you, eventually, might take like a day, but the baby will get hungry enough that they will drink the bottle. So these babies are not gonna let themselves starve. You know, they'll drink the bottle. They'll get thirsty enough, they'll get hungry enough, they'll chug it down eventually. If they're really, really fighting you on it, then one thing I've done in the past is I've mixed like breast milk and formula, and like maybe like more, you know, pumped milk and then like a little bit of formula. And then just gradually like invert that, and so that the taste isn't so overwhelming. So it's still like, maybe that's a little different, but I'm not gonna spit it out. Sure, you can mix them. And so you can just slowly, like after 2, 3, 4 bottles throughout a day or two, you can slowly like reverse till they're finally like almost all formula, until they're finally like all formula. So I've done that before. Also, what you can do, now all the nutritionist people, don't come on here commenting that we're all gonna die and my kids are gonna just, their brain's gonna fry and we're all gonna be addicted to sugar and white bread, but I think that's a good way to go anyway. And so just get ready for when I tell you this. You can mix your formula. So normally you mix formula with water. If you have a baby who doesn't like the taste of the formula and is spitting it out, you can try mixing your 4 scoops of formula with like 8 ounces of apple juice. Have you ever heard this trick? If it makes you feel better to go buy like the baby apple juice, the sugar-free kind, no added, something or other from the baby aisle, go get it. But really just get like some kind of apple juice from the store. Look for one with like less sugar or no sugar or something. And it's so sweet. And so the flavor of the apple juice, you literally use it ounce for ounce in place of water. And when you add the formula to it, it just makes it taste way sweeter, which is what they're used to if they've been nursing, because mom's milk is way sweeter than formula. And so to review really quick, just get the generic kind. It's all the same. Use apple juice instead of water if they really are fighting it because they don't like the taste. Or if you have a breast pump, you can express some milk and you can slowly just add a little bit of mixed formula to those bottles until eventually you invert that thing and then you have all formula. And the baby is like none the wiser. Like they never even really realized what you were doing because you're so sneaky and we mommies are so sneaky. Okay, so here's another couple bottle tips. So those are the formula tips. And and the bottle tips are these. Did you know? Here's a bottle. This is the one I use. This is called Tommy Tippee. So did you know that the tighter this is screwed on, the more difficult it will be for the baby to get the milk out. They'll have to work really, really hard because there's no air going into these little holes. This bottle has a little vent right here, but still, the vent's really small. And if I loosen this, like not so that it's gonna fall out and leak, but just loosen it enough because you can kind of feel when you're twisting on the bottle, you can feel when it's sealed, when the rubber and the plastic are like squished together. And if you just keep twisting it tight, 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 as much as you can, it's gonna be really hard for the baby to get the milk out. And so if you want the baby to like, if you have like let's say you have a newborn that's like falling asleep while they're nursing all the time, or not drinking their bottle fast enough, you can just loosen the cap and it'll come out a lot easier and a lot faster for the baby. Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear me? Oh, hey Leah, hey Miss Leah, I emailed you yesterday. So loosen the cap as much as you can without letting it leak out, and the baby will have a lot easier of a time getting the milk out. Also, here's the other thing that I do. When the baby starts to get bigger, I'm just gonna take this rubber part out, or silicone, or whatever it is. The baby starts to get bigger, and Easton, you have to be quiet. Shh, you have to be quiet for my show. Do you wanna come be on my show? No? Okay. So as the baby gets bigger, they want to eat a lot faster and they eat more food. And so if you're sitting there holding the baby for like a 6, 7, 8 month old baby, and it's just, you're going to be sitting there all day holding this bottle if it's coming out super, super slow. So one thing I like to do to help the baby just be able to get her food faster and with less work, it saves me time and it saves her effort, is I cut this hole. And so I just take a little scissors. Remember, this is only as the babies get bigger, but you can see pretty much any bottle has a small hole on the end. And so you just find where the hole is And this one, this hole's not very big. So I grabbed this one because I want to make it bigger. And you like literally, you just like pinch it down flat and you can like take the tip of the scissors and just like snip the hole a little bit bigger. Pinch it flat where the hole is and just give it one little snip so that it opens like it's still not gonna really leak out because you didn't cut an actual circle shaped hole. It's just, you just cut like a slit down the hole that was already there so that now when the baby squeezes this part and tries to get the milk out, it's a way bigger opening. And so loosen the cap and snip this hole as the baby grows and needs more, and that you don't want to be sitting there all day holding the bottle. So that's another bottle tip for you. The last thing I want to share before we go is which bottles to use. So, like I said, I have 5 kids. I have done, hello. Tell me where you're joining from. So I have 5 kids and I've bought so many bottles over the years. And so my favorite bottle right now is this one right here. I will link to this on ocbeautymom.com. This is called the Tommy Tippee bottle. What I like about this bottle the most is that there's like no extra pieces. So when you get these bottles, there's one in, wow, that's so awesome. Oh yeah, you joined from Dubai yesterday. Cool, thanks for checking us out again. What's your first name? I love getting to know my Periscope followers. Leah, you love these ones? Yeah, so what I love about the Tommy Tippee bottle is there is an air vent so the baby can get the milk out way easier. And it's literally 3 pieces. Like, that's like so easy. Also, it's kind of a good shape. It's easy to hold. And my baby, who's almost 1, can actually hold it herself. That's like a new trick she learned this week. Thank you. Thank you, Manal Mozaliam. And so, I just want to encourage you as moms to like look for the simple bottles. There's another bottle that looks exactly like this, except for the vent is on the bottom of the bottle and like it's in like a little rubber piece, but it kept leaking everywhere. I returned those bottles. That was by Latch, a company called Latch. The Dr. Brown's bottles are supposed to be really good, but there's so many pieces. There's like this big straw that goes in and this big chunky like screw piece that goes over top of the nipple. The Avent bottles have like a special ring insert inside, like where you screw it on, and it's just weird. It's just another piece you have to keep track of and find when your baby's hungry and you're like trying to fix the bottle. You're like, where's the dumb ring? And you can't get it on because you don't have all the pieces. And so I've also purchased glass bottles before because I went through this little moment where I was like, oh my gosh, the microwave and the plastic and we're all gonna die. Oh, that's a really good tip, by the way. Microwave. When you start feeding your babies formula, don't microwave the water. So they're gonna be used to having warm milk from mommy, and when you start to feed them baby, because you're gonna need the formula because you're probably going somewhere, or you're at a place where there's no microwave. What if you go to a theme park or you just go on a walk or something and you don't make it back in time and you don't always have warm, what if you're on an airplane and I don't know, usually you can get warm water on an airplane. I'm just saying, I love it. I just literally fill this up out of like the drinking water thing on my sink. Yeah, Costco formula, it's like, don't like overanalyze the formula situation. It's all the same. And if you're in the United States, formula like regulations are like super stringent, and so even like the lowest common denominator of all the formulas is still gonna be like really good as far as like your baby's growth and development goes. But anyway, that's just like a quick little bonus tip. Back to bottles. The glass bottles are great. They're not as like, I get kind of nervous about them. I feel like when I throw them into like the basket that I keep all the bottles in the cupboard, like they kind of clink around and I don't know. I didn't like them as much. They're harder to hold. They're heavier. So I didn't ever, I've bought a couple of different glass kinds, and it's just like, seems like kind of a waste of money. I don't know. Do you guys have any bottle questions or formula or transitioning from nursing to, what about washing bottles? The bottle washing. Okay, so like you have these funny little like bottle washing stations where there's like, it's like this rubber, like little pieces of grass, it almost looks like. And I see these big contraptions. I'll go over to, oh, what's up, Organically Fit? So I see these big contraptions people have like next to their sink and stuff. And I'm like, why are you spending all this time? And it looks terrible. It's like cluttering up their kitchen. And I just put them in the dishwasher. Like, I don't know if there's any other way to like complicate this. And so if you have to hand wash a bottle, yeah, Menai Mausoleum, that's really good. Just get a bottle brush, like the cheapest one at Walmart, and you can wash it with regular dish soap. But like there's like these big bottle cleaning, sanitizing systems. I'm telling you what, if you are doing any of that stuff, you're complicating your life and you don't need to. So do you guys have any more questions before I go? No, these things you put in the microwave, like, you do not have to do that. You seriously are gonna sanitize your bottles in some ultraviolet thing you spent $1,000 on, or something crazy. These people, there's so many wasteful baby products. Companies know that moms get all crazy and they don't know what to do, so they just buy everything. Yeah, I don't microwave the baby food or the milk Organically Fit. I was just telling everyone, just don't even microwave it. It's fine. The kid doesn't care. Just like room temperature milk is great. Or room temperature baby formula is great. But I just feel like moms kind of get taken advantage of in the baby aisle. There's so many things that you don't need to get. And so many things that if you do get them, it's just gonna complicate your life way worse. So like if you, let's say you sanitize your bottle with some sanitizing machine and you're like really nervous about the bottles being sanitary. So that's great, and the baby drinks the bottle, and then you're like, okay, here you go. And you let the baby crawl because the baby's crawling, and they're like all over your floor. Well, like your floor's not sanitized. Like you just can't protect them 100% of the time from 100% of every germ ever. And so like it's just, you're just gonna be wasting your time. Like just embrace the fact that like there's germs in the world. Like wash your hands like a crazy hand washing person, and that's pretty much the best you can do is always washing your hands. And so if you really want to sanitize your bottles, you could definitely boil them. But I've done that actually with pacifiers before. When I thought at one point one of my daughters had like a rash on her face, and I'm like, maybe there's some weird germ on her pacifier, and I sanitized it to try and get the rash to clear up. And you know, that's my daughter, and she wants to get out. There she is. See? Look at her, by the way. I don't use baby bibs. Can you guys see what's on her for a bib? I just use dish rags for bibs. I think they work way better, and they're easier, and they store better, and they wash better, and it's just easier. So, okay, you guys, I'm gonna get going. Thanks for tuning into my baby bottle and formula scope. I hope it was helpful for you. If you want to know more tips like this from me, be sure to follow me here on Periscope, or you can check me out on Instagram at OCBeautyMom, or on online on my blog at ocbeautymom.com. Okay? Thanks, you guys. I'll see you next time. Okay? Bye. Bye, Dubai.